When the economy gets shaky, it's easy to think about just surviving. But what if you could actually thrive? That question feels more important now than ever, right? So, in this explainer, we're going to dive into some timeless wisdom from a few of the 20th century's greatest minds. We're looking for their blueprint for prosperity, especially when things get tough.
Okay, so let's get right to the big idea, the one thing that connects all these thinkers. And it's a pretty radical thought. What if the real secret to wealth isn't what's in your wallet, but what's going on in your mind? It's a huge claim, I know. So let's break down exactly how they say this actually works.
So, first up, we've got a couple of thinkers, Joseph Murphy and James Allen. Now, their core argument was actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly profound. They basically said that your inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, that's what directly creates your outer world. And yeah, that includes your bank account. For them, this wasn't some kind of magic trick. It was a fundamental law of how our minds operate. And Joseph Murphy, he had a name for this. He called it wealth consciousness. Now, it's really important to get this. This is not just about thinking positively. It's way deeper than that. We're talking about a deep-seated, conditioned belief. It's a mindset that sees supply, well, not as something you have to go out and hunt for, but as a constant, ever-present flow, kind of like the tides of the ocean, always coming in.
So, according to Murphy, your mind is kind of at a fork in the road. It can go down one of two paths. On one side, you have poverty consciousness. This is all about fear of lack, fear of not having enough. It makes you resentful of others' success and maybe even think money is somehow evil or filthy. And Murphy's point is you can't attract what you condemn. But then there's the other path, wealth consciousness. This sees money for what it is, just a tool for exchange, for freedom, for beauty. And because this mindset celebrates abundance, well, it naturally attracts more of it. And if you think that's direct, James Allen puts it even more bluntly. He basically says that a tough situation, like a big financial downturn, isn't some kind of life sentence. It's a mirror. It doesn't make you weak or poor. It simply reveals where your thinking is at right now. So the real work, the real challenge, isn't about fighting the outside world. It's about changing what's going on right here inside your own head.
Okay, so mindset is the foundation. It's the why. But you're probably asking, where's the how? Like, what are the actual steps? Well, that is where Napoleon Hill comes into the picture. He's the guy who literally wrote the book on creating a formula for turning this kind of thinking into real, tangible success. For Napoleon Hill, the absolute starting point for any achievement is what he called definiteness of purpose. And what does that mean? It means a vague wish, like, I want to be rich, just isn't going to cut it. Not even close. You need a crystal clear, absolutely burning desire for a specific goal. He believed that that kind of intense focus literally acts like a magnet, pulling in the opportunities, the people, and the resources you need to make it a reality. And this next one from Hill is, honestly, it's a total game changer. He taught that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. It's just feedback, that's all. He saw it as a test of your persistence. And here's the crazy part. It often shows up right before you're about to have your biggest breakthrough. So, according to Hill, the only way you can truly fail is if you quit. So Hill's big point here is that we really shouldn't run away from struggle. He used this amazing image of a blacksmith's hammer. It's the constant pounding and resistance that forges brittle iron into strong steel. He says life does the exact same thing to us. Hardship is what builds the character and the inner strength you're going to need for massive success. So that resistance you might be feeling right now, it's not there to stop you. It's there to build you. Okay, so we've covered the powerful mindset and having that laser-focused purpose, both absolutely crucial. But what about the nitty-gritty? What do you actually do with your money every single day? For that, we're going to go way back to the ancient wisdom in George S. Clason's classic book, The Richest Man in Babylon. This gives us a super simple step-by-step plan. And here it is, rule number 1, the absolute most important rule of all. You keep at least 1/10 of everything you earn for yourself. And listen, this means before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, before anyone else gets a dime, you pay yourself first. And this isn't just about saving for a rainy day. This is the seed money for your future wealth. It's not meant to be spent, it's meant to be put to work, to be invested. Yeah, that first rule, pay yourself first, that's the cornerstone of this whole thing. Everything else just builds right on top of it.
You got to control your spending, obviously. Then you make your gold multiply through smart investments. You guard your treasures from loss, make your home a profitable investment, ensure you have a future income, and always be increasing your ability to earn more. See? It's a complete system for financial health, and it's one that has been proven to work for literally thousands of years.
All right, so we've looked at mindset from Murphy and Allen. We've talked about purpose with Napoleon Hill, and we've gotten into practical habits with the wisdom from Babylon. So, what's the one thing that ties it all together? When you boil it all down, what's the single greatest asset that you have on this journey? The answer, believe it or not, is pretty simple. It's you. Or to be more specific, it's your mind. Because as we've just seen, true lasting prosperity isn't just one thing, is it? It all starts with your thoughts. Then it's driven forward by your purpose. And finally, it's built brick by brick through your daily habits. You absolutely need all three working in harmony to get there. You know, this final quote from Joseph Murphy really brings us full circle, right back to where we started. He said, "Your knowledge of how your mind works is your savior and redeemer." Think about that. The key that unlocks everything isn't out there somewhere. It's not the economy, it's not your job, it's not your boss. It's understanding your own inner power. That's what gives you the ability to take control no matter the situation. It lets you take control of your own destiny. So, to wrap this all up, I want to leave you with one final thought, one big question. All of these authors, in their own way, believe that your mind is like a purse. It's the container for everything you will ever have. So the question is, what are you choosing to fill it with? Are you filling it with thoughts of fear and lack and I can't? Or are you filling it with abundance, with purpose, and with those powerful habits that build real wealth? Because as all these thinkers make crystal clear, that choice is and always will be yours.